What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Doobie Den. Tonight it is Rev X's wrestling review for the Independence Day 7-4 edition of WWE Smackdown. I'm your co-host Buddha. With me, as always, is MJ Hat. And tonight we actually went back to the first 2 hour show since like around the first of the year. So I have to ask you first and foremost, how did you feel about a 2 hour show?
Bro, we're doing this a little bit earlier. I like that. It's actually really chill. I I've got my mixed thoughts and emotions about the show itself. Okay, but
Okay.
overall, I feel like the 2 hour window is so much better than three because they're not dragging out so much shit. We don't see 30 fucking commercials. And that's another thing, because let's face it, a whole hour of SmackDown before was devoted to commercials. At me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I
Guys,
think
we are going to welcome anybody that wants to come up and have a conversation with us. We are in the stage on our Discord server. I'm going to put that link in the chat. Oh, you know what I did not do? Hold up.
I got to do a sound check right quick.
Okay, do a sound check.
Say something for me.
Say something for you. Can you not hear me?
I don't think I'm going to hear it on here. Hold on. I might have to do this a little differently.
Check with your devices. It's okay if we take time. It's not a big deal. We have plenty of time because SmackDown was shorter.
SmackDown was shorter.
All right, so now that chat is shared, I'm going to put that link back up again. If anybody would like to come up and talk to us, we are very open to having discussions on the channel. There it is for anybody to see. And guys, what do you think?
The fact of them being a 2 hour show again is probably one of the best things they could have they could have done as far as one. I feel a financial point, and two,
Hmm.
I feel like a viewership point. The
Okay.
fact that they had 3 hour shows going constantly it really felt like it drugged that last hour because you were basically done in 2 hours. Raw goes for 2.5, but they keep you busy during that 2.5 hours. So I
Normally.
think SmackDown being back to a 2 hour stint is probably one of the best decisions WWE's made regarding that in a minute.
To be honest, I don't know what the problem has been with them booking the 3 hour show. They've been doing it for a decade. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they had issues doing it on Fridays. Fridays, you would think they'd have more viewers than they would on Monday. But I mean, Raw is the flagship show. It always has been and always will be. So,
Absolutely.
speaking of
and
that
they
being said,
and they have actually they've started kind of throwing that back in your face here in the last little bit. So speaking of that, like you said, let's go ahead and just recap the Raw results right quick. Don't want to take much time on it. Uh, some of the big things to go over: Io Sky challenged Rhea Ripley, and I know that sounds weird, but it'll make more sense after this. Watch streaks. Yes, let's go.
let's go, baby.
It's awesome. But anyway, challenged Rhea for the women's world title at Evolution. So we did
Right?
get that match taking place. Judgment Day defeated the New Day to become the new Raw World Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
Uh, they done a segment in the back to where Roxanne is now the other member of the tag team champions. So they will be defending their titles against a team we'll find out here about here in just a few. A team from Raw and a team from NXT.
Yep.
Uh, we got confirmation that we will see Seth Rollins and LA Knight battle at I don't think it's Money in the Bank. I put Money in the Bank, but
Saturday
I
night's
think
main
it's
event.
Saturday
Oh
night's
no.
main event. I think.
Wait
No,
a minute.
actually, I think it might be the other one.
Evolution?
Anywho, the Bronze beat Zayn and Penta after the match. Jay made a save after they tried to take Penta out. Gunther and Rollins segment leads to CM Punk coming out to attack Punk, and Gunther tries to. I guess I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to get his attention or what. CM Punk wasn't having it though. Shoves Gunther down, tells him to stay in his lane. Goes to the
That's the.
back.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
You're fine.
Goes to
Fine.
the back, tells Knight that, Rollins is his. Knight says that's cool. 6 out of 7 days a week, it does not matter. He can have him. But the one night, which is Saturday night's main event, that is actually what it is. It's his show. It's him and Rollins, and he's going to show him how to, show some respect. So,
I'm gonna go ahead and
um,
say that CM Punk pushing Gunther
mhm,
down is the talking point of the week as far as Raw goes. Everywhere you go online, every podcast there is, every
mhm,
wrestling review show, including our own, because we're mentioning it right now. Uh,
yeah.
that's the talking point from Raw is CM Punk and Gunther and what that's going to turn into down the road.
I'm kind of interested to see what it actually does turn into down the road. I feel as though that could be a very solid that could be a very solid program. I just want Gunther to get away from Goldberg. That's like my main thing. Just get that
I'm
done over with. That way we don't have to see that again.
Oh God, I am so worried they are going to fucking put the title on fucking Goldberg, dude. And when they do, it'll become
It's gonna it
horrendous.
it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Anyway, I don't mean to dwell because we have other plans. So, um, all that being said, let's start talking about tonight. Let's talk about the opening of the show when Solo was arriving, only for Jacob to attack him before he even got out of his car. I knew Jacob was pissed, but lo and behold, um, then we got Cody Rhodes making his way down to the ring. He was going on about how he won King of the Ring and this, that, and the other. And then Randy Orton comes out, takes 10 minutes to walk to the ring. I shit you not.
Literally.
Uh, only to be interrupted by Drew McIntyre, who made a little bit about them being like teenage lovers on the phone. Um, then he
No,
went
you
on
hang up
to,
first. No, you hang
yeah,
up first.
right, right. Then he went on to
That was good.
tell Orton that he made a huge mistake by hesitating to kick Cody, and he did, to be fair, but Orton did not hesitate to put that RKO on Drew McIntyre. Bam!
And rightfully
Done.
so. Rightfully so.
Done.
That needed to happen. That was probably the most perfect way you could actually end that segment and end it
Yep,
well.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Moving
The
on, guys. We did get we got an announcement that it was a triple threat on SmackDown for a women's tag team title shot at Evolution as part of this Fatal 4-Way match. In that, guys, we had the Secret Herbis, we had Mishin and B-Fab, and we had the unlikely team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Now, we had a lot to say about this as far as it really went. Um, Honestly and truthfully, before the match even got started, we had a backstage segment where McIntyre basically told Aldis that he wanted Orton. He said, sorry, Orton's already left for the night. However, you can have him next week at Saturday night's main event. And there we go, guys. Already another match announced within the
Yeah,
first, 5 minutes of the show?
5'10",
Yeah.
5'10".
So anyway, guys, we get into this match. This match is everything you thought it would be, with Charlotte trying to show that she's well enough on her own, and Alexa trying to show that she needs, a tag team partner. This is an opportunity for Charlotte and Alexa both to hold gold. Speaking of that, they are actually the ones that take the win, and this was a very interesting ending, as Charlotte was basically petting Alexa, which basically tagged her and made her the legal woman. Charlotte gets up top, hits a nice moonsault on both members of the Secret Herbis. Chelsea Green decides she's going to stick her nose in it, only to get her nose literally, and I mean literally, kicked off by Charlotte Flair, who big boots her off that ring apron. And
Listen,
you could
that
see
thing's
it
still
connected.
healing. That thing's still
It
healing. She needs to
connected.
be
Like
careful.
she took that boot hardcore to the face. But anyway, while she was doing this, Alexa Bliss took the advantage to hit Twisted Bliss on, again, both members of the Secret Herbis, get the pinfall, and move her and Charlotte into the title match at Evolution.
Can we talk about the hug? I mean, is that something we like? Because
I don't know what they're doing with that. That
yeah,
was that
that
was very
was
interesting to see. I didn't understand
anti-Charlotte.
that. Right,
Like
yeah.
it was
Anti
it was
Charlotte,
so
and just
weird.
like then she started like laughing and giggling with her and things like that. It's a weird concept to say. We agree that this would be an awesome team if they actually do give them the opportunity to
Yeah,
develop as a team.
yeah,
However, I don't think uh, one match and one victory leads to what it did tonight, guys. I'm
no.
sorry. I think they pushed that just a little too quickly.
Need to see who the other teams are. Just saying, because all
Who
the
do you
gold is
think
on
the
the.
other teams are going to be?
Okay, for
One
Raw,
team from Raw and one team from NXT.
I'm going to say, and vlog me if I am wrong, the Kabuki Warriors. I know what I just said, so just hold that in. Wait, and
Okay, are we saying Kairi Sane and Oscar?
yes,
Okay, yeah, okay. Continue. I like
for
that. I'm not opposed to
NXT,
that.
I have no idea for NXT because I don't hardly watch NXT. Like I get on
NXT,
my
the only team that
NXT
I
from
can
YouTube.
really see them like sticking to go after it, really thinking of women's tag teams in NXT right now, the only teams that I can think of off the top of my head are Fatal Influence, which is a
Hmm.
3-woman stable,
Hmm.
and Solruka and Zarya.
So, do you see either one of those teams in the tag team title picture?
If I seen either one of those teams, it would be Solruka and Zarya.
Okay, well then that's what
However,
I'm.
it would make a little better sense if they gave it to Fatal Influence because that could really give them a big push in NXT. Have
Yeah,
all the titles,
yeah,
wowza. Like, just wowza.
yeah. You're
But I
not
guess we'll have
wrong.
to wait and see because they haven't even announced who's going after it. So, uh,
So,
yeah,
match,
like just a cliffhanger there.
you're good. You're good. Getting back to the show, in the back, the tag team division was going back and forth like they do every single week. Fraxium is there with at the front with Nick Aldis, and they said they can beat Andrade and Phoenix. And Aldis says, "Well, go get them. Go for it. Consider it booked." He tells the rest of the teams to choose one member from each team because coming up is a 4-on-4 8-man tag team match versus the Wyatt Six. One member from each team is to participate, which leads into the Wyatt Six versus Chris Sabin, Johnny Gargano, Montez Ford, and Berto. Now, let's be honest. And again, if I'm saying something incorrect, please stop me. But the Wyatt Six dominated. This match was all them. Like the ending segment saw Johnny Gargano not take the tag from Chris Sabin, if memory serves. Is that right?
Yep,
And,
that is
and then
right.
he jumped down, and then Eric Rowan hit the Iron Claw Slam for the win. Is that so?
Yep.
Let me ask: do you think the Wyatt Six need that title shot they're going to get next week? Because that was announced at the end of the show.
Mhm.
Again,
I don't know if y'all can hear that on the stream. If you can, I'm very truly sorry. We have fireworks just blowing around. Speaking of that, let's take a second here to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. I hope that y'all, I mean, it's already almost 11 o'clock at night, so I'm sure between the fireworks being done and your bellies
Happy
probably being
Independence
full,
Day!
happy Independence Day, guys. But that's what I'm saying. If you hear the pops in the background, that's what you're hearing. I've got a lot of fireworks going off around me, so
Yeah, they're going off
yeah,
here
so
too.
the Wyatt Six getting the tag team title match next week. I feel as though that next week they may actually go ahead and put the titles on them.
You think
I think
so?
it's been the whole build up the whole way. Now I could be wrong, and you could see the teams come out again next week pissed off because they lost to the Wyatt Six. I mean, you had one member from all four other tag teams that were not involved with facing Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I want to take a second here though. You said this when you were recapping this. All the teams in the back bitching, complaining, going on. SmackDown has the best tag team division in the fucking world.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this to be happening the way it is. Have these mofos go and do some stuff. Why are you leaving? Bye. Have a good night. Well, have a good few minutes. We'll be
Yeah,
back on here in a bit.
we'll be with you
It, it,
shortly.
anyway, but the Wyatt Six needs some momentum build. Let's talk about one thing I seen tonight. Did we see how big Bo Dallas is getting?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
he's packed on some weight, guys. Now I'm not saying that bad. Please do not take big old guy myself. Okay, not saying that bad. However, like I remember seeing Bo Dallas when he was, as they say in the wrestling world, ripped.
Yeah.
Like
When
he
he
was
was when he
shredded to
was
a
built,
T.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
buff. I hate seeing what he's doing to himself because it feels to me, and I may be absolutely wrong, and you all can tell me in the comments, the chat, whatever you want to do, what you feel. But I feel as though his depression has made him start trying to believe that he is his brother, because like the
Maybe.
build is really starting to look like Bray Wyatt.
Honestly, I kind of feel like I either A, you're absolutely right, or B, it's part of the gimmick. But the weight
And you
gain is
could be right
definitely
on either part, honestly.
the
But
weight
yeah,
gain is definitely noticeable.
it really is, and I hate that. And maybe it's just me saying that out of spite. I was a big guy, like I'm in a on a goal of losing weight.
Well,
So
it's
like,
not spite. It's not spite if you're showing concern.
I just I hate that if it's if they're trying to build his character to be a replica. Come on, guys, like you don't want to replicate that. That was great while we had it.
No, Bo Dallas is his own person, and he should not be trying to impersonate his brother. However, Husky Harris was a beautiful individual, regardless of who said
Yes,
anything.
yes, yes. Like that was a great character that he done. But when they gave him the opportunity to, switch over to Bray Wyatt, mm, best work ever. Anyway, guys, after that match, we get Tiffany Stratton coming down to the ring. Now, as I said in the Raw recap, Io was able to challenge who she wanted to defend her title at Evolution. So Tiffany Stratton makes her way to the ring to do exactly the same. She said that no matter who she faces at Evolution and having to face Jade Cargill at SummerSlam, she was walking out with the title because, of course, it's Tiffy time. This makes
Right?
Jade come down to the ring and tell her that she needs to make the right choice. I guess she thought that she was going to pick her to face at Evolution. I, Look, guys, I mean, let's just put honesty where honesty is. Jade's already got her shot. She didn't need to go back to back.
No.
Like, that would just kill every bit of storyline.
Why
So
would you?
when she finishes this, Tiffany says, "Hey, I got a surprise for everybody." And Trish Stratus, her music hits. I want y'all to take a second to think about this for a second. It's Trish Stratus, okay? But Tiffy says that she wanted to give a legend an opportunity and decided there was nobody better than Trish. Trish thought about it for a minute and said, you gave me one moment when my kids got to see me wrestle. Come to think of it, my kids have never seen me as champion. So she accepts. Tiffy tells her it's not going to be no easy task. And Jade finishes with, doesn't matter which of you win, I got you at SummerSlam.
Yep.
So they're keeping that going. I like the fact that the champions were able to request who they face,
Yeah.
and I also like the fact that neither match is really a far fetch. I
No.
feel Trish and Tiffy could have a very strong match. We all know that Io and Rhea are going to have a great match. So I just feel as though they're building this card to where they're going to have a lot of good chemistry matches and make this thing go off with a bang, which is what I really feel they're going for.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Sure.
What happens when Trish Stratus beats Tiffany Stratton?
I don't think Trish will beat Tiffy. Okay,
I don't.
I feel as though there's no reason for that. Trish only comes back and does these on like legend contract status. Okay, so she does a match like every 4 to 6 months. I
So
don't see a reason for her to have the title.
you're in agreement with me then that it's outside the realm of possibility, correct? Like
Yes.
because
Now on the other side of that blade, I do see Io losing the title to Rhea.
oh, of course, yeah. Io is
Like,
a
sorry,
placeholder champion.
like
I
do
hate to
what you
say
need
it.
to do with it, but
I
hate to
hate
say
to
it.
say it, but Io is definitely a placeholder champion.
Yep.
Plus, the only way I could see Tiffany Stratton losing to Trish Stratus is if Naomi cashes in afterwards. That's the only, and then
That's a fair, and they could work that. Yeah, I like where you're going with that. I love where you're going with that, for that matter. Like I
I
could,
mean,
yeah, just you saying that, just like the whole
Ding,
process ran through my head in like 30 seconds. Yeah, I like that. That's a solid hit, bro.
yeah,
All right, back to the show, guys. We after we have all that, we get into the tag team match that was announced earlier, which was Fraxium against Andrade and Ray Phoenix. And this match was basically everything you would think it would be for luchadors, or for in Nathan Frazier's case, he's just like a speed demon. But all got to showcase some stuff. There was a lot of times where I really thought Fraxium was going to take the victory. They pulled
yeah,
off a
me
lot of their
too.
signature moves, but
Yeah,
it was just the other two seemed to be right where they needed to be at the right time. The ending was great. Uh, Andrade set Frazier up with the I think he calls it the message. I think I heard it called the message tonight. And
yeah,
as he's setting him up, Phoenix goes over them onto Axiom in the floor, and then he hits his finisher. We got a 3 count, and Ray Phoenix and Andrade are victorious yet again. What are you thinking of this new tag team of Andrade and Ray Phoenix?
honestly, I think it's fire, dude. Ever since they debuted, you and I both were like, "Holy shit!" The night they debuted, and watching them in this second fight, they feel like they have a good chemistry. They feel like
Mhm.
they work well together, and honestly, I could see them pushing further. However, they're gonna run into the brick wall that is the Wyatt Six, and
Mhm.
man, I don't know if they can push past that, but we will see.
We will see, and honestly and truthfully, like again, I said this earlier in the show. SmackDown has the best tag team division in the world, and you're just adding another team that already have great chemistry and are working very well to together as a team. So, I mean, my point stays valid. Best
Yeah,
tag team division in the world.
yeah. Um, After that, we got a backstage segment with Aleister Black and Damian Priest talking about our truth.
Hmm.
Priest says that he is not a good guy, but let's face it, he has been on a babyface kick. Then
Yeah,
we
buddy.
got the main event for the night that was a tag match with Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso, Big Gio, versus JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, and Solo Sokoa. I said I was going to do it. So
Yep.
to start this match, it was kind of dull. Uh, Solo and Jacob had a stare down, and then it was a tag out because Solo didn't want to be in the ring with Jacob. And the finish ended up seeing Jacob take control and destroy Solo with a DDT and moonsault. After the match, Jacob goes to what? Out put Solo through the table, and then the rest of the family come out to turn the tides on Jacob, and Jacob ends up going through the table himself. So we saw the heels standing tall tonight,
Yes, we
which
did.
kind of leads to think that they're not going to leave that title on Solo very long. I think Jacob's going to get a rematch, and I think he's going to take his title back. Just my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. Like the dirt sheets have said that there's a main or an 8-man tag in the works that could see uh, Jacob, the Usos, and Cody taking on, I guess they're calling them the family now,
The family.
at Saturday night's main event, because Cody hasn't been booked for a match yet, neither has Jay. So that's something we could see, and like that would be cool. Like they're building Saturday night main event a little later, or like a little longer than they normally do. Like Saturday night's main event was being talked about 2 weeks before the last pay per view we just watched. So I mean, I'm sorry for all the marks out there. Premium live event.
I knew
My
you was going to
bad.
say that. I knew you was going to
My
say
ass grew up when it was called a pay per view.
that.
Okay,
PPV,
let's just put that
motherfucker.
out there. Let's just put that out there.
So
And trust
overall,
me, that's how WWE made so much money back in the day. That's how any
Yeah, what do we
sports
pay? 40,
entertainment
50,
thing.
$60 a fucking show? Is
I
that not
think for a
correct?
regular show, I think for a regular show, for just one of the basic pay-per-views, I think it was $30.
Yeah.
And I think your main events like WrestleMania and stuff like that were like $50. I
Yeah,
might be wrong,
you're
and they
right.
may have always $50 at one point in time. But
Maybe,
like, think
but
about it now. Think
that
about it
sounds
now.
accurate.
You've got WrestleMania is a two-night show. SummerSlam is going to a two-night show. You can
Hmm.
make $100 per person a weekend. Then buying part one and part two, they probably put it on some kind of sale for like I
Yeah,
don't know, say 75, $80
I
if
mean,
you
they could have
bought the
done it.
2 day package. But if you went individually, you was paying $50 per event. That's money out there because there's thousands upon millions of wrestling fans. Okay, we're just two guys that are wrestling enthusiasts, but
Yeah,
there are so many more like us out there that would still, if the old way was still there, they would pay for one, and WWE would be making hella cash for
yeah,
two. As a matter of
yeah.
fact, if I'm not mistaken, AEW does theirs as a pay per view. And
Do
I
they?
about guarantee you that's where a lot of their income comes in is those pay per view buyouts. That
You're
makes you
probably not
hella
wrong.
money.
That old
But
model worked. Vince McMahon
again,
was
that
on it
that's
for a
old,
long
right?
time.
That's old for you guys that may not, that may not understand what the world was like back in the '90s, early 2000s, stuff like that when you're
Yeah,
growing up. And then again, there's people that probably understand exactly what I'm talking about.
back in the
But
90s, early 2000s, you were lucky to have internet, let alone a
that's fair.
computer or a
That's fair.
streaming service. Those things didn't exist. What we had was a Prime Star.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yahoo Messenger
Hey,
over the
ICQ,
phone.
baby.
Oh my.
All right,
ICQ.
let me dial it back a little bit. Let me dial it back a little bit. What was your overall of the show tonight? How did
uh,
you feel about it?
I think I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
I think a
Um,
6 is pretty solid. There was not a match on the card tonight that just completely wowed me. The best match
no,
of the night, I'm sorry, was the tag team match between Fraxium and Andrade and Ray Phoenix.
that's agreeable. That's agreeable.
Um,
I've got to say something right here. I had trouble in the main event, and I remember saying this to you, man. I got bored. I got bored toward the end. At one point, I caught myself
it
scrolling
drug.
Twitter.
It did drag a little bit, but they made up for it with the post match beatdown
Yeah,
of both Jimmy and Jacob. Which I'm sure at some point in time, the writing is that's what they want to do is
yeah.
have everybody kind of on the edge of falling asleep, and then bam, hit them with something like that real
Well,
fast.
that's the thing too.
Gets
You got
those
to
eyes
have that
popped
meat
up.
and potatoes. You got to have that meat and
Exactly.
potatoes in your meal. But I
Exactly.
agree. Six. Six is a round number. I like it. We'll go with that. Um, Next week we are supposed to have three shows. Okay. This current
Yeah.
situation that I have, we may have to set the stream up a little bit differently. I'm not sure on the specifics yet. I'm still waiting to find out
Confirmation.
where my setup is actually going to be placed. For now,
Right.
I've been broadcasting from my kitchen. Okay, that's not going to work next week. I've got to do something different. Just being honest with the viewers. So yeah, I may be here in audio only. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out one way or another.
If so, we may try to do something different because I don't really want to go to having just me on camera and him on audio. I don't think that's going to look right. It
If
means
anything, if
means of
anything, I
possibility.
will pull up I'll use my Discord on my phone. I don't give a shit. We will figure it out because we will put this show out. Okay, that's
Yes,
gonna happen.
definitely.
We
We
will
we will
be
make sure to be back on Friday night somehow or another. We will make sure to
there. It may not
make
be the
sure that
same
you guys keep
quality, and you
coming back.
guys might not get to look at this beautiful fireplace no more. But I'm gonna
And you might
tell
not
you
get to
right
see my
now.
beautiful wife sitting in the back here.
Hi,
There
sissy.
she is.
But
But anyway,
anyway,
guys, as always, we will be here on Friday night to recap WWE SmackDown, just like we do every Friday night. And like Hat said, we've got 3 shows lined up next weekend with SmackDown on Friday. We have Saturday night's main event on Saturday, obviously, and then we have Evolution on Sunday.
Yep.
So until then, guys, again, I'm Buddha Fire. That's MJ Hat. This has been RevX's wrestling review for the 7/4 Independence Day edition of WWE Smackdown. Until next week, guys, peace out. Be
Much
safe.
love. Be
We'll
good,
catch
guys.
you
Later.
later.
Later.